run you off, but let's run you off and bring Nat Fleming in. Because Nat, I grew up with
Nat now.
Come on.
Gracious. What's going on? Hi, Don.
Having a party.
Having a party. I'll tell you
Good morning,
what,
Nat.
Good morning, Warren.
Golly, he can still get up early in the morning. How are you doing?
Can I? Don't I look young?
I grew up with this guy and Gene O'Brien out there at the cow lot. I mean, and I'd always tell Nat, he had a morning country and western show on radio. I hate to mention radio, but Saturday it was just tradition. And to this day, every once in a while on Saturday morning, I'll get in there and I'll go to 990 just to see if I can get Nat. He's not there
anymore. You did that for many years.
So many years.
I can tell you one better than that.
Is that right?
You know, I always want to top him.
Yes. Well, that's pretty hard to do.
He told me that story one time, and let's see, today's Tuesday. Last Saturday morning, I woke up real early, so I thought, well, I forced myself to watch Joe this morning. So I go in, make the coffee, and sit down there, and you know, you can't believe how long I watched cartoons.
Is that?
He wasn't on, so I paid you back, Joe.
Oh, well, it's nice to have you out here, Nat. It really
Thank
is.
you, Warren. I feel at home.
Well, I was going to say, this is part of our crew, too, you know.
In 53? When were you out? 52.
52 to 57.
I used to watch him out here, and it was live.
And you were a little kid, I'm sure.
I was much younger than I am now, but I was in college.
He's older than I am.
Well, you have more people say to you, they say to me, I used to watch you do the weather when I was a little child, and they're up and they've got 2 or 3 kids.
No, Warren, they don't say that to me.
They don't?
No. They say my grandmother used to watch you when she was a little girl.
You still live at Byers?
I live between Byers and Trolley.
That's right. And you have the cow lot?
Yeah. But that's not what we're out here to.
No, we're not. I just want people to know who you are and where you are.
I understand that.
Sure.
But Joe and I had an understanding many years ago. You know, Joe and I, a lot of people might not know we were as close as we were, but we've always been real close. And we had a real good understanding. I said, if I wanted to buy some peaches, I'd go out there and buy them. And if I wanted to buy some time on Channel 3, I'd buy it. If he wanted to buy something, needed something from my place, he'd come and buy it.
Mm-hmm. It's always worked that way.
Yeah, it always worked that way. So we had a real good, solid understanding. Neither of us, we kidded one another. We said neither of us was trying to get something for nothing.
You know, I'm going to tell you a story on that. You always got to top the other guy. I was up at Waurika at the opening of the Waurika livestock auction. New ownership took over. And old boy was up there, he's complaining. He said, we went to Nat Fleming and tried to get a pair of boots cheap. He said it's the same price to everybody. He says, I don't ever cut prices. And he says, it really irritated me. He says, we're opening the auction. We're trying to get publicity. He said, same price to everybody, but I'll give you a free pair. So he gave 2 pair of boots. So they bought one and they got one free, but he would not cut the price for anybody.
Well, that's the way it should be.
You know, I really thought Art Liddickton would be here this morning, really. You know, Art and I have something in common. Not that dog.
Not the dog.
Art and I have something in common. We claim to be pretty good friends of Joe's. Joe didn't show up one morning, one of the few times that I was there, just Johnny on the spot. The theme song came on, no Joe Brown. So we started out hunting him. And Art's got a 2-way radio. He's got a phone in his vehicle. So finally, we didn't find Joe. Finally, Joe calls in. We're on the road, and I'm hearing one side of the conversation. Art says, well, we're hunting you. And you know what Joe did after that? See, I got one end of this conversation, so we went on about our business. When we found out he was all right, it was a mix-up. He didn't think he was supposed to be here. And the last account I had, he didn't tell, he never paid Art for the gasoline we burned. And then went so far as to accuse us of taking some peaches when we got out there.
You didn't?
Well, just because we had a couple of baskets in the car.
Incidentally, Art and Shirley Liddickton are going to be married 30 years this week. I can't remember the exact date, but it's this week they're celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary.
Well, good. I always claimed to be a good friend of Joe's, but they've been lifelong friends. Joe, and I know I'm taking up a lot of time here. I do want to congratulate you for all the years you've been on. And Warren, I congratulate you. And I thought Tom, I kind of agree with you. Last time I saw you, he was aging.
Tom Green you're talking about.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be my biggest Christmas. And Joe, you know, he's always on here. He's always doing the interviewing. But I certainly want to be I want to speak for all the people and saying we hope you have the biggest Christmas this year you've ever had, and I bet you 2 bits you do.
You got grandbabies now, so that's half of it.
I thought you'd never mention. Have I told you about mine? I won't this morning. I swear I won't. I swear I won't. I promised I wouldn't.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Joe, for inviting me out.
Thanks for coming in.
It just seems like old times.
I know.